Hello, book people. PT Hilton here. I am here today to do the Mistborn tag. This tag was created by Connor O'Brien, and he tagged me in it. He created it as part of the Year of Cosmere, so very excited to do my take on the tag. This tag is 9 items, all based around the magic system in Mistborn, which is called Allomancy, and is by imbibing certain metals, you get certain different kind of magical powers. Number 1 is Iron. Name a book that pulled you in based on the cover. Bears Discover Fire by Terry Bisson. I distinctly remember walking into the bookstore and seeing this and just being like, what in the world is that? And yeah, I knew I had to read it. And it's a great book too. Not disappointing at all. Number 2, Steel. Name a book that pushed you to be a better person. And that would be Bonhoeffer by Eric Meditax. This is a biography. I don't read a lot of biographies, but this was a really good one. It was about this guy, Bonhoeffer, who was a pastor in Germany pre-World War II, and he was kind of like an early person to be like, hey, this Hitler guy is no good. Like, obviously lots of different people didn't like his policies, but he was one of the early guys to be like, this guy is seriously dangerous. And what pushed me to be a better person about it is like late when Hitler's like at the height of his power, and World War II is going on, and it's clear that things are not going to go well for Bonhoeffer because he was an outspoken detractor against Hitler for a long time. His friend, he had friends in America that were trying to get him out of the country, and basically they figured out a way to get him out of the country, and he was basically like, no, I'm going to stay in and keep fighting from within. This is my country. I have to stay with it. So it kind of made me think about, like, man, sometimes making the right decision is incredibly tough, but it inspired me to think about the decisions I make and be more mindful about, like, doing the right thing even when it's tough. Number 3, Tin, a book that you sensed the ending of but enjoyed anyway. I'm going to go with the book that I don't think I've ever talked about on BookTube yet, and that is Drive-In by Joe R. Lansdale. This is a totally bonkers horror novel about this basically these people go to this drive-in, and like the drive-in kind of gets cut off from the rest of the world. Like, it's just, there's like in this universe that is just the drive-in, and it's all about like the people trying to survive and doing terrible things to each other as like their little mini society inside the drive-in breaks down. Crazy book, really good. I kind of thought that it would turn out the way it did, but totally enjoyed it anyway. This is the complete drive-in that has like 3 or 4 of the drive-in novels. Three drive-ins. Really interesting story. If you're into, like, if you don't mind kind of sort of gory horror, this is a good read. Number 4, Pewter. Name a big book that made you physically stronger from walking around carrying it. And this one I went with, holy cow, the Green Lantern Omnibus, which this I believe is the biggest book I own. It is really big and heavy. Holy cow. I don't know what the page count on this is, but I think it's like 1,500-ish, 1,400-ish. But yeah, it is big, and the pages are thick too. So, big book. Yeah, I think I'm getting stronger right now. Number 5, Brass. Name a book that made you feel numb after reading it. For this one, I went with The Dark Tower, book 7 of Stephen King's Dark Tower series. I'd been reading this book for so long, or not this book, but this series for so long. It'd been such a part of my like childhood and teenage years and stuff that when this came out and I read the ending, I was really ambivalent about it. Man, I did not know how to feel. I was just kind of numb. And after I thought about it for a while, I do like the ending now, and I think it was fitting. But originally I was like a little just numb, like not sure what to think, and just sad that the series was over. So there you go. Number 6, Zinc. Name a book that made you feel angry. I'm going to go with Friday Night Lights by H.G. Bissinger. This is such an interesting book, so good, because it at the same time is kind of like condemns sports culture. At the same time, it also isn't afraid to like say some of the good stuff that comes out of sports culture as well. So it's kind of like I feel pretty even-handed look at sports culture, and especially high school sports. And man, it's just a powerful read. And like when I'm kind of a football fan now, but at the time I originally read this, I was not. And even people who are not football fans or sports fans, I think, would enjoy Friday Night Lights. Fascinating story. Number 7, Copper. Name a book where the main character has to keep a secret or something terrible will happen. This one I went with Dare Me by Megan Abbott. This is the story of a high school cheerleading squad, and they have kind of a younger, very charismatic coach that they all really love, and something happens that's a secret has to be kept about. That's all I'll say about it. But if you kind of think like Bring It On meets like a thriller, that's what this book is, and it's good. I recommend it. Finally, number 9, name a book so great it destroys all others. For this one, I'm going with Mind Management. This is volume 3, The Homemaker. But the answer to this really is this whole series. Man, I love the series so much lately that I just, anytime I think of like what's my favorite book right now, it's Mind Management. This series is so good, from the beautiful watercolors to the just trippy, mind-bending, twisty thriller kind of story. It is just wonderful. That's Mind Management. So that is the Mistborn tag. If you want to do the Mistborn tag, consider yourself Mistborn tagged. Feel free to do it. Thank you so much to Connor for tagging me. I will talk to you next time. Bye.